Well, it's clear that you need to short stocks in a declining market. That's what a day trader would do, or a short-term trader. What would a trend trader do? Let's set up two trades and figure out the strategy, Stock.
Yeah, if you want to do a swing trade, the first thing is you need to be having a direction which is already aligned. I'll use the example of, let's say, the Bank Nifty. The Bank Nifty had rallied up to meet the resistances on the daily trend line. So this is the move which had actually moved up to meet the daily trend line. So the daily trend line was here offering resistance. So I'm just waiting for the Bank Nifty to turn down, which it does. But I need to have a definition for that too. So I put on this trend line. And as it breaks here, the short-term trend breaks. This is the hourly chart, not the daily chart. And the daily is at a resistance. So I can actually trade short on this, hold on to this short, expecting it to come down. This is the previous high, which will now act as a future point of support. So when I short it here, this is where I'm looking for a support or as a target. And it actually trades down nicely into that prior to rallying up back again. So a swing trade needs you to set up the first part on the daily chart and come down to the intraday chart for actual action. In terms of an intraday chart, you will have to look at it again. You will again have to have a definition of what is point to buy. Here on this chart, this is an intraday chart of Chambal Fertilizers. I have put on moving averages here to define my support level. Chambal breaks out of above the moving averages, has a small uptrend, then trades back into the support of the moving averages. So this is where I set up a buy. And then once it gives me this nice upward, let's say green candle, does a retest of the support, and then another green candle upward, I have a buy which is on in Chambal, and then I get this nice upside trade, which for a day gives me about 2-3 rupees. That's a nice intraday trade.
Okay. So actually in a weak market, you've, on your day trade, you've actually gone long, and on your swing trade, you've gone short.
Yeah, because in a day trade, you can do anything that you want depending upon how the stock is positioned.
On that particular
But a swing trade has to be in the direction of the main trade.
Right.
That is the point I wanted to illustrate.
Okay. So much for declining markets and how to trade them. Time now to get inside the mind of a trader. Here's our trader profile for the week.
We're all to do with trend action, market action. So the market action overrides anything, overrides the fundamentals, the crisis points. But I'm not a great believer in forecasting. I believe a chart tells you what the market action is now, and you go with that until it changes trend. I don't believe you can look at charts and predict the future. Well, I certainly can't do it. So it's all about just knowing if you're in a positive trend or in a negative trend. I don't believe in day trading. I know there's people out there that can make money out of it. You need to be patient. It's really an interpretation of human psychology, human and mass psychology. So it's quite interesting sifting through, looking where the herd's going to go next, because there's a great herd instinct as well. I think I had to overcome my personality a little bit because I'm born optimist. If you're investing in the markets, look at it like gambling. And then you've got to have a system that puts the percentage chances of you making money in your favour. You cut your losses, run your profits. I was long a position, I was making money, and I was adding to it. But what I actually had is a pyramid that was inverted. What I've learned is, if you're going to do a pyramid, you have it like the pyramids in Egypt. You've got 10 positions, and it's going with you, take 5 more. It's going with you, take 3 more. And the other one, which I'm really a little bit upset about, is the 1987 stock market crash, when I also was working with an assistant. We were roughly 50% out of the market before the crash. Should have been totally out. Personally, I was a GAN fan, W.D. Gann. He was in the early 1900s, and in fact when I was the chairman of the Technical Analyst Society, I used to lecture on some of his cycles and trend forecasting.
Time to look at a chart quiz from last week. We asked you to comment on the Nifty and on TTK Prestige. Here are the charts that we selected for you.
Okay, as usual, thanks for writing in with all your views on various stocks. A very good entry came in from Anish Goyal from Mumbai today for this week. Very well laid out chart analysis for both the stocks. This thing using different methods leading up to a logical kind of conclusion. This makes your analysis the chart of choice for this week. I also like the fact that you use the weekly, to draw some perspective. And now that's very, very critical, For all chart analysis, you should have a higher time frame with which you draw perspective. It really doesn't matter that we are analyzing only for a week or for a few days. You should have the larger degree perspective. You can also use a lower time frame chart to really, sort of fine tune your entry and exit. But that's a matter of choice. But certainly a chart of the time frame of your choice, also coupled with a higher time frame choice, is a must. I think you've done very, very well indeed, Anish, and it's fairly good work. I think all the best.
And get your pen and papers out. For next week, we'd like you to analyze the charts of the Nifty once again, because it's been really a good volatile chart to follow and can come up with a lot of interesting observations. There's also the chart of Ranbaxy. So those are the two that we'd like you to apply our brains to and let us know which way you think those stocks are trended. Talk time now for the trading tip for this week.
Yeah, from the usage tip, what I would recommend is I've mentioned about the ADX as one of the indicators which most people do not really use. But I would strongly suggest that people who are watching the show should take the pains to read up on ADX and then start using it. It's an extremely useful indicator, gives you a lot of information. Do not ignore the ADX in your pursuit of your RSIs and MACDs.
With that, we've come to the end of this show. We hope you enjoyed watching it. We'll be back again next week with a whole lot more on chart patterns and different indicators that you can use. Till then, ciao.